Welcome, welcome, welcome to the palace. Welcome to the queendom. I appreciate you listening to me. First, I want to give my shout outs. I want to acknowledge Monique729 for rocking with me the long way. And y'all might not like me all the time. You know what I mean? But you're giving me a try. You're giving me your time, and I appreciate that. Dopamine, I appreciate you. Messy Vlogger, I appreciate you. Too Real, I appreciate you. Christine Reyes, I appreciate you. Last but not least, in this shout out, we will include Mr. L. Triz, who said that he or she, whoever they are, they said that they understand where I'm coming from with the Yummybites conversation, but at this point, it sounds like hate speech. Okay, and so my question is, I probably should never have to hear or see you again. I should not have to hear from you or see you in the comment section again, right? Because you have discovered that I'm not for you, right? And so there are so many YouTubers that I'm pretty sure you will agree with their philosophies and their approach. And I want you to enjoy your time on YouTube. So please don't listen to what you deem as hate speech, because I gave a disclaimer on the very video that you commented on. And I said, if you ain't want to hear no shit talking, leave now. And you stayed. So you full of shit. That's what you are. You're full of shit, because you could have exited at that point, okay? Because you don't want to hear what you deem as hate speech. I don't care. Let's do a little housekeeping right now. I don't care who does not agree with what I'm saying. I am saying what I want to say, because I can't say it on the people's channels. So I say it on my channel, right? And so it's just that simple. I didn't ask anybody to agree with me. But if you don't like it, I want you to enjoy your time on YouTube and find something that you really like. Me, I'm going to call Dummy Bites out until I see some things change with her. And if things never change, I'm going to always have content, won't I? I'll always have somebody to talk about. And this is what I need her to change. Okay? And this is I'm going to address Adriana and B Loves as well in this same video. So let me not talk too slow. Okay. So my issues with Yummy Bites, she's pimping out her 16-year-old daughter. When she held the camera on her daughter's waist and butt for at least 30 seconds, and she's parading the 16-year-old around as though they're not predators and perverts of both sexes out here. And you're telling this girl that all she has to offer the world is how to be cute. So you want her to be like you. Somebody that prides himself on being cute and stupid. That's what you want. Her father's discouraging education, and you're telling her to use her looks to get where she wants to go in life. She don't need to be that smart. She can be like you. And honey, the only people like you And the only people that are rocking and rolling with you, Yummy Bites, are people that are just as fake as you. I'm not talking about the spectators. You have people like me who come to spectate and comment. I just so happen to comment on my channel. But the people that really rock, they done seen enough. They done seen this girl do that prank on Murdershow with her two daughters, and she edited out that when he called those girls bitches. It was very clear. And everyone said this is not appropriate. He lost his temper with the girls. He offered Ay'Nia the door, and what, 2 months later she moved out. That Ay'Nia is not his biological child. And even though Leia was coming at him harder than Ay'Nia, he was happy to tell Ay'Nia that she could get her own place and be grown there. Let me explain something to you. 18-year-olds, they're still children. Believe it or not, what is the teen? You hear teen behind that, right? They're still teenagers. 18-year-olds are teenagers. 19-year-olds are teenagers. Even though, and that's going to be my segue into Nene, which is his biological daughter. So Nene has a channel, and her channel, I really don't know how to pronounce her name, but she spells it AY apostrophe NIA, last name Marzia. I guess it's Ay'Nia Marzia, I guess. But we're going to get to that. But my criticism with Yummy is how you're now exploiting a 16-year-old. She wanted money. You didn't want to give her money. You don't even want to give them food if they don't participate in a mukbang. Okay. Murdershow, Jarvin, Christy's 19-year-old boyfriend and baby father of two of her children, he feeds Bobby the dog from the table that they eat at. I have witnessed with my own eyes him feed Bobby off the spoons that they eat off and the forks that they eat off. But when her and her boyfriend of 19 years are done eating, I have seen her daughters, Ay'Nia and Leia, run to the table, stand up at the table, and eat like savages the leftover food that YummyBitesTv and her boyfriend Murdershow, that's his channel, that's his YouTube channel. How can the dog Bobby eat at the table and wait patiently under the table when they're doing mukbangs for him to feed him, but the girls have to wait until the mukbang is done before they can come to the table, and then their mother films it as it would be something that I would be so embarrassed. Y'all have burped over this food. Y'all have coughed over this food. You have talked over this food, which means your spit particles have flew on this food. You've picked through the food. You've let it sit out so that you can make a presentation for your mukbang. And you have the nerve to let those girls eat the leftovers when you could easily, I have watched at least over 20 different people suggest to her, why don't you get the girls their own food? Why don't you get the girls their own food? And when they don't participate in the mukbangs, they don't have to eat scraps like I can't even say like a dog, because they treat Murdershow treats his dog better than them. So I can't even say like a dog. So now the 18-year-old Ay'Nia, she's moved out. Smart girl. This is her second time moving out. She went to college. And you think these girls don't see the comments? Leia was staying in the comments at one point. And Murdershow told her to stay out of the comments. And she would comment. And then people think that she has fake accounts. I don't know. But they think she's still commenting under fake accounts. I don't know. But to film your daughters eating the scraps that you and Murdershow left for them after you have feasted like a king and a queen to feed girls. They standing up just savages, just eating the food at the table. You know how many videos I watch like that? It wasn't 2 or 3. And after many, many people told her, hey, that's not really cool, buy them their own food. No, you know what she's doing? She's telling them, if you don't participate in the mukbang, in the family business, that's what she calls it. If you don't participate in the family business where we're building a legacy, then this is what you get, the leftovers. You don't get your own unique portions. Mind you, COVID just started a few months ago. Those girls was in school when her mom was doing these mukbangs, and people watched them eating leftovers and scraps from their parents. They were in school. Can you imagine? Was you, when you were in school, you ain't never had to worry about your mama putting you on damn camera. Keep it real now. You ain't had to worry about your mama putting you on camera and uploading you to the world for them to comment and speak on. So this new generation of social media and exploiting your family for $1, it's not classy, it's not cool. And I personally feel like I at least have to speak against that. Because guess what? If you don't say anything when people are doing wrong, right? You're condoning it by complicity. You're just as guilty as them. If everybody have this attitude, well, those are her children, so she can treat them like shit if she wants to. She can exploit them if she wants to. She can pimp them out if she wants to. Those are her children. People like that, like I told you before, they're very dangerous people. That means, a child can get abused, violated, neglected, and they're going to say that that's that person's property. Children are not your property. They are not your property. They are your possession, but they are not your property. And so if everyone says it's okay to give these girls food that y'all have coughed over, burped over, farted over on camera, you ever seen them wipe their hands? They actually will wipe the crumbs off their hands right over their plates. I don't understand why people do that. That's so disgusting to me. They're not done eating, and they will wipe the crumbs. What the hell y'all think napkins are for? They'll have like a roll of paper towels sitting on the floor. And they'll pick the roll. Now the dog done walked outside and shit and piss, and the dog walking all around the damn house, and you got paper towel on the floor, and she asks for a napkin. That's not a napkin, that's a paper towel. Big difference. And for a person who is making a living on YouTube from eating on camera, you should have nice dishware, you should have cloth napkins, silverware, and y'all should have some fucking etiquette and manners at the table by now. It's been over 4 years. They have etiquette courses on YouTube. Since Yummybite get all of her life from YouTube, guess what? You can teach your girl some manners. You can teach yourself some manners and teach your boyfriend some manners off of YouTube. This classless, ratchet behavior that is getting monetized has become the norm and quite acceptable for us as a people. I mean, for anyone, but again, my issues are with black people. I'm not really studying what the white folks doing. They been doing ratchet shit and getting away with it just because of white privilege. She goes in Leia's room when that girl was 13 years old. She was going in her room filming her. She's in her bed in her nightgown and her bonnet, and you're violating her privacy, knowing that she's going to school every day and people know that their mom is a YouTuber and their dad is a YouTuber, and y'all don't give a damn how it affects them because you see the dollar sign. It's wrong. It's wrong. Let me try to cover. I'm going to talk in the next video because I'm not going to make it with this one. I thought I had enough time to address B-Loves and Adriana. I won't, because I don't want this to cut off on me. Because like I said, it'll tell me I have like 50 minutes, but then it cuts off somewhere around 26 or so minutes. So I will cover, and that's not a long video. That's why I tried to fit it in this one, but I went on a rant. But I don't really have a whole lot to say about Bethany and Adriana. So let me do this. Murdershow has several kids. One is in prison. I mean, Google has his mugshot and stuff like that. And one son was in prison. I mean, because, some people really do know them. And so, like I told you, Lipstick Alley, they be keeping up with these people. I mean, they dig deep into these people's lives. So if you think I'm bad, don't read a thread about Yummybites on Lipstick Alley, because they go deep. They investigate and they have everything. But we'll talk about Murdershow's daughter, Jarvin's daughter. Her name is Ay'Nia Marzia. I think it's Ay'Nia, because we call her Nene and everybody call her Nene, so it's got to be Ay'Nia Marzia. Guess what? Anybody want to fill me in on what her lives and stuff is, you're welcome. I just can't sit through a lot of it. She lost me when she was trying to show that she's a grown woman at 18 and she has her own apartment and she cooks more than Yummybites, and she was comparing herself to her father's girlfriend, and she lost me when she dropped the french fry on the floor and still put it in the pan on one of the lives. That was it. She's a little too young for me to watch. I really don't have the attention span or patience, but I will say this, that young lady is really, really hurt, and she's a child. She's 18. If she was 19, guess what? She'd still be a teenager, right? That's a child. And she's really hurt because she calls her father and he doesn't answer. So she got on a live and she called, and she admits that, she's had issues, She's had issues where she was defiant and rebellious and disrespectful, and she owns that. She owns it. But one thing I was surprised to hear her, be vulnerable, and she said, I'm hurt. I'm not even upset anymore. I'm hurt. Because her and Yummybites got into it, and Jarvin got into it, and she was kicked out the house. But, she already say she can fuck shit up. So I'm pretty sure she was not a victim. But the fact that Jarvin is only focusing on the two children that he is with every day, Leia, she was hurt because one of the questions that they did on this Q&A was, if you had a boat, what would you name it? And he said Princess Leia, and she said she's the oldest daughter, and she looks like them. Oh, she has her. I saw her mom on a live, and she looks like her father, and that hurt her feelings. And so I know that these kids can be disrespectful. I'm a mother. I know these kids are built different than we were. And every generation, my grandmother used to say, every generation gets weaker and wiser. And I think weaker comes from they used to work in the fields and they used to work really hard physically. And now the kids, they think and they question. And so whereas when I was being raised by a grandmother, she, it was no talking back. You didn't talk back. You didn't ask questions and debate and argue with your parents. Shit wasn't up for discussion. It was whatever they said, and that's it. And even I remember her, my grandmother, she would be like, these kids now today, and I'd be like, I hope she ain't talking about me, because I knew I was a good kid. But you would hear the adults complain about the kids of 40 years ago, but shit, if they could see the kids now, these kids are very entitled, very spoiled. But guess what? If you're a parent, you brought them into the world. They didn't ask to be here. So we have an obligation to teach them. And if we're so busy just worrying about a dollar sign and integrity and dignity means nothing to us, excuse me, if integrity, and I smoke cigarettes, y'all, it's a bad habit, I'm sorry. But if integrity and dignity means nothing to us, and we're teaching these kids that it's just about the money, we can sell all our family business, put our family on blast. As long as we get $1 from it, we can exploit everybody's privacy, force disabled little children on camera when they don't want to be on camera. I'll stop talking about Yummybites when she invests in Jaden. Get him a speech therapist. Get him a sign language instructor. Get him something that he can communicate. The boy is smart. He just don't talk. Years ago, they would have called him dumb. I'm not lying to you. They would have called him a mute, and they would have called him dumb. Dumb was somebody that couldn't see or hear, or at least couldn't see and speak, or couldn't hear and speak, a combination. That's what they used to call. I have worked with mentally disabled people for years, okay? And we've evolved in the mental health sector. We don't even call psychiatric hospitals anymore. We call it behavioral health. The new term for psychiatry is behavioral health, because we evolved and we learned the way that they used to treat somebody like Jaden. He would be locked up with violent people that were mentally delayed, and they would put them all in the shower together and shower them, hose them off at one time. The men, the women, all together. They didn't treat them like people like they do now. That's how far we've come in the mental health sector for treating mentally disabled people like people, as opposed to burdens to society. So let me get this out the way real quick with Nene, because it was requested. So Nene, she called Yummybites Dummy Bites, and she called Murdershow Musty Show. She called her father Musty Show and his 19-year-old girlfriend Dummy Bites. And she said that Leia hangs up on her. That's Lady Blog TV for y'all that like watching kids YouTubes. She's 16. And she's over there making money being cute. And that's all she's taught to do by her mom and encouraged to do, because it just means money. She doesn't care about the predators that this girl is going to attract. They're going to be people pretending to be teenagers in her Instagram and making fake pages and getting close to their daughter. And they don't give a shit. All they see is the dollar sign. I saw Murdershow kill a fly with his hands and keep eating. Wiped it on. Yummybites tried to give him a paper towel. He wiped it on his damn pants. He's nasty, you know? He's nasty. And I like Murdershow personality. But being dumb serves nobody in society. That's what you have to understand. That's my point, y'all. Being stupid and dumb is a way to make money, but it is not helping a damn soul in society. We have to challenge each other. So lastly, with Nene, and I'll do the next video about Bethany and Adriana, which got to be a short video. I cannot imagine making that long, but maybe I can talk about something else. And I got a couple other requests I'm going to get to y'all. I appreciate you giving me your suggestions and what you want to hear, right? So Nene, she's a child, y'all, and she's hurt because, you know, she can't get love from her father. He's choosing a comfortable lifestyle with Dummy Bites as opposed to his own daughter. He's the adult, so he's supposed to teach her that this behavior is unacceptable and it's not welcome here. And, you know, but don't turn your back on her. Don't disown her because the girl got mental problems. I think she admitted that. But if she didn't, it's obvious, you know. And what child wouldn't? She's experienced a lot of trauma and she's very strong. And I wish her the best. I don't want this to hang up on me, y'all. So let me upload this one, get it started because it takes a long time. I appreciate y'all. Love you.